I'm back. I'm doing a little live streak here. I haven't been live for a long time, a few months. So I want to talk about this. 7 ways to get paid with a personal brand. And this is what I learned since 2014, really before 2014, but I want to share some stuff. And this is lessons learned, tens of millions of dollars spent. I can save you a lot of time. If you and for those of you who don't even want to be a personal brand, like you don't even want to be on Instagram, I'm going to show you it doesn't matter. If you want to make money in the modern world, it's going to happen a certain way. It's irrefutable. You may argue it, you may fight it, but as Alan Nation, my second mentor told me, sometimes, Tai, you can't try to teach a pig to fly because you can't do it and it bothers the pig. Meaning when people are stubborn, just walk away from them and do it yourself. So there's going to be people on here who hear this and go, personal brand, I don't want to do that. I want to start my own business. I want to just have a nice 9-to-5 job and make money and everything's perfect, just like my grandparents were. Well, the world's changed, and a friend of mine just wrote an article for Entrepreneur, Carlos Gill. I saw it yesterday. Kind of inspired me to want to write this, shoot this live little video here, because he was talking about, look at Kylie Jenner. Kylie Jenner, one of the Kardashians, is basically the youngest billionaire in history. And she did it by her personal brand, selling makeup and selling all this stuff. And that's going to happen more and more and more and more. Even with traditional businesses like Tesla, you got Elon Musk. So listen to this if you want to learn how you can take your everyday life, your everyday lifestyle, and turn it into a source of income. Everybody listening should have more than one source of income. The average millionaire has 7 sources of income. The average billionaire, well, there are no average billionaires, but billionaires like Warren Buffett have 100 sources of income. They're safe. You just having a 9-to-5 job and that's it, that's not safe. Not for the long run. You might have to do it for the short run, but over time you want to build multiple sources of income. And this is like, I can just tell you this, I'm gonna give you a formula right now. Why does it say live video paused? Did you pause it?
That just means it's a connection.
Oh, connection. We're back. Yeah, I'm gonna show you some stuff. And then for a few of you, I want to train a few people. I have, like I said, I've been busy. I bought 4 horse ranches. I got like 12, 14 horses. So I've kind of disappeared for the summer. But I'm back around, and I'm going to take a handful of you, train you a little more in depth than what I'm doing here. But first, let me do this because I'll train a lot of you. Yves Laurent says, how's it going, Tai? Are you Yves Saint Laurent? Somebody said, Santino520 said, you live, Tai? Yep. Lil X Crooken says, is this pre-filmed? Eddie Humphreys, hello, Tai, you totally changed my life, bro. Thank you. Cool. Conrad Longstress said, I procrastinated for many years watching your videos, then I finally took action and invested into your course. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. Cool. Unsolicited testimonials. Somebody said, Tai, you getting cocky? Is that because I got a horse farm? Is that cocky?
He means buff is what he said.
Oh, buff. Did it autocorrect? Cocky? Did buff? I don't know how to understand iPhone autocorrect. It's like one time I typed a word like, I don't know, like hello, and it autocorrected it to, oh, what was it? I screenshotted it one time. It was, oh yeah, I wrote somebody, where do you live? And it said, where is your livery? You know what a livery is? It's the most obsolete word. A livery is where a blacksmith shoes horses in the 1800s. I'm like, why is that even in the autocorrect bank of iPhones? Are there people out there who are blacksmiths, who are texting people, want to know where my livery is? Anyway, yeah, let's move on. I'm gonna give you 7 ways. I'm not gonna stay as long as I did last night when I was live. So take notes quick. Number one. So number one, you got to know the definition. What am I talking about? What is a personal brand? So I'll show you right here. So let me show you an example of what's not a personal brand. A non-personal brand was, well, let me do a famous one. IBM, the computer company. IBM. It still exists. It's still a big company. It's not as dominant as it once was. Okay? The biggest company, in the world now is Apple. Microsoft surpassed IBM. Does anybody on here know who started IBM? When you think of the word IBM, who comes to mind? Is there a person? Let's think of another one. Toys R Us. Who's the person behind IBM and Toys R Us? Anybody know without having to Google it? And the answer, Jeffrey the Giraffe. No, the answer is nobody knows. It's not a personal brand. It's just a corporation. And notice this company was was the biggest toy store in the world. Now it's gone. Doesn't even exist. IBM, it's lost. It's still big, but it's not number one. It's not on top anymore. And the reason, I believe, there's different reasons. I'm not going to oversimplify it, but one of the reasons is they lost out on personal branding. And this even happened to Microsoft, because Microsoft was kind of a corporation, but everybody knew it was Bill Gates, right? But Bill Gates he wasn't as brandable as Steve Jobs. And now Apple, even with Steve Jobs dead, Apple surpassed Microsoft, flew past them. So there's an example. If you have the versus, Microsoft versus Apple won, and there's multiple reasons that it won, but branding's everything. Let me give you an example. If you don't believe branding is important, okay? Here's an iPhone, all right? How much do you think this iPhone costs, Apple? Anybody guess? What's this phone cost? I'm gonna show you the power of a brand. So first, know the definition. What I'm talking about when I say personal brand is more like Tesla. Tesla, everybody immediately thinks of Elon Musk. Now, a personal brand can have some downsides, but it has a lot of upsides. The downside is if something happens, like Apple, Steve Jobs died, but if you do it right, even after Steve Jobs' death, Apple continued to grow massively. So Elon Musk, Tesla, another example of a personal brand, in a way, is Facebook, I would say, because when you hear Facebook, you immediately think of Zuckerberg. But the best example would be a musician, Rihanna, okay? I don't know if you guys have seen I'll just call her Riri. That's what they call her, right? I don't know if you guys seen my YouTube interview of Rihanna talking about books, where we were talking. It's a short little video. It's like 5-10 minutes or something. But Rihanna, when she has a new line of shoes, she sold out in 20 minutes, like $50 million worth of shoes in Japan. And just off her. And then, of course, you had, like I said, you had Kylie Jenner, I'll call her KJ, who's achieved the $1 billion status. And she's not a singer. She's kind of a modern, whatever you call the Kardashians. I don't know what the title is. But that's a personal brand. IBM, Toys R Us, not a personal brand. You don't associate it with a figurehead, with a spokesperson. Microsoft, somewhat of a little bit. It's like a hybrid. Apple, more so. And then you have, Tesla is a hardcore personal brand. The stock price moves on the words of Elon Musk. He was, if he smokes marijuana, chain goes down 10%. It's like now I don't want you to build a whole business around one person, like I said, but Tesla is definitely a personal brand. Facebook is kind of. Rihanna's brand, definitely. LeBron James, Ronaldo, these are personal brands. Ronaldo got $100 million. Now, not everybody is going to be able to, Beats by Dre, thank you for that on Twitter. Beats by Dre. Dre, okay, started with NWA and rapping and produced some, some of the most well-known hip hop. He didn't make a lot of money compared to putting his name, Beats by Dre, Apple bought him for what, $1 billion or so? And he became basically a billionaire, not from music, but from the personal brand that was associated with a product. Now, that brings me to the second thing. You got to know the definition, and then you have to remember that it's not 100%. You still need a product. So you associate it, right, with a product. You have to associate the brand. So Tesla associates with Elon Musk. Did I finally post my video with Elon Musk? I've put a few on. So how can you take a product, an idea, it could be an idea right here, and turn it into a personal brand? Remember, you have to associate it with a good product. You don't want to associate your personal brand with something stupid. Yeah, Michael Jordan's another example. He gets what, 10% of everything Nike sells under the Jordan brand, which is basically all of Jordan, all of Nike shoes. Not all of them, but a ton. Okay, so you need to have a product. That's kind of common sense, but I just thought I would say it because common sense is no longer common. So I got to say some stuff. Somebody said Dreets by Bray. Is that similar? Is that like a knockoff of Beats by Dre? Okay, so number 3. The next thing you have to know. You have to know how to go from 0 to millions. And it doesn't even have to be, you don't have to have millions. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to have 1 million followers. You don't have to have 10 million followers. You don't even have to have 500,000. Now, you want to have more than 10,000, I would say, on Instagram and places like that. You could start making money with a personal brand much quicker than you think. And I'm going to show some ways, if you don't have a product, you can use your personal brand to be an affiliate for other people's products. This is such a big thing that people are missing out. It's shocking. Did you know that you can create a personal brand where you, let's say you travel vlog, you do fashion talks, you go to movies and review the movies. Then the way you make money is you're an affiliate for not even your own product. That's another one of the points here. So you need to get 0 to 1 million. How do you do that? We'll talk about that a little bit later. You have to understand the growth cycles and how to rev them up. Okay? Then, number 4, you have to understand the multiple income streams, because from a personal brand. See, Kylie Jenner doesn't just make money from her makeup line. She makes $500,000 a post on Instagram. Okay? Now, yes, she has a lot of followers, but you can start making money with 10,000 followers. So there's a growth cycle. There's a way to get 10,000 or more followers, real followers, not fake followers. There's a way to get 50,000. There's a way to get 100,000. I've done many things. I've done PR. I've done celebrity stuff. I've done interviews. I've done creation of my own products. I've done giveaways, right? I've done viral videos. There's a whole formula that I don't think I have time to go on right now, or go through, but there's a lot of money to be made by the few of you, not all of you, because most people don't listen. Some of you make too many excuses, some of you procrastinate, but there's a few of you that get it. And those of you who get it, pay attention, okay? You build a brand. Now, what is the most important thing that you have to build? One, well, I would say there's 2 things. Number 5, you have to understand how to build trust and recognizability, because I see people that are trusted, but nobody knows who they are, so they're not a personal brand. I see people who have recognizability, but they can't no one will buy based on their recommendation. So you got to learn how to build both of those things, trust and recognizability. And you don't need everybody to like you. You don't need everybody to trust you, right? But you don't need everybody to recognize you, but you got to have a group of people. I know people that have teeny followings, under 100,000 followers, under maybe 50,000 followers. They're not internationally known. Not everybody trusts them, but they got a small niche following and they're making $10, $20, $50, $100,000 a month. Lots of them. Lots of them. You will be surprised at the money that people are making. But you got to understand, see, there's 7 things you have to know. There's actually more. I'm going to try to get through these as fast as I can. Let me take stop for a second because I see a lot of questions that I'm just flying by. How many income streams do you have now? A lot, man. I got an Excel spreadsheet. I've got refund. I would say, I don't know. I won't count every one because some are smaller. Let's say 20 to 30 sources of income that every day bring in cash flow. Tai, your trainings are epic. Tai, what's your most successful growth tactic? You know, I'll tell you this. How do you ramp up your personal brand? Well, here's the good news. You could do this from anywhere in the world. You can do this at any age. You could do this, there's people building personal brands. Warren Buffett's a personal brand for Berkshire Hathaway, and he's 88, I think. And all the way down, you see people that are there's a kid on YouTube, him and his dad had a channel where he unboxes toys. I think he's 6 years old or something, or maybe 10, I don't know. Under 10 years old, and he did $10 million. Google it. The toy unboxing kid. I think he was 7, if I remember. $10 million. Now, of course, he does it with his dad, but he was like the star of the videos, and it was just him doing boxes, unboxing stuff. It's crazy. Can a service be a product? Yes. What are your best strategies for affiliate marketing? So what you do is you build a following, you build trust, you make sure you're recognizable, you understand the growth patterns, you associate yourself with a niche. So for example, let's say you like clothing, right? You go out there, I'll draw this out. Then you got to have the path to getting paid. So let's talk about that. You got to understand this. I'll just kind of map it out. So you start out, here's you. You understand, you build some growth to your social media accounts, different ones. You can pick your favorites. It can be Snap, it can be Insta, it can be Twitter, it can be email too. It doesn't only have to be new school. It can be a little bit older school. Email, right? It could be YouTube, all that stuff. Then once you have the growth pattern, you start building recognizability. What I mean by that is just because you grow, there's people who have, I know, because I go out with different people out in, you know, in the city, in New York or LA, and I see some people, they got 300,000 followers, but nobody recognizes them. So it's kind of, it's not worth anything. Okay? So growth, recognizability, then you start creating trust in the niche of your choice. So for example, let's say you like clothes. You start here, by the way, with the niche is something you're interested in. I have a friend who's interested in travel. He did all this, built a niche trust, and then he started going to every hotel he goes in the world. He sends an email to him first and says, hey, and he only has 10,000 followers. I have 10,000 followers, but they listen to me at where I say to stay at hotels. He told me he hasn't paid for a hotel room in years. He stays at the nicest hotels just with his personal brand. These are hotel rooms that are $500 a night, $1,000 a night. They're giving it to him free because he can bring them people as an affiliate. So and he likes to travel. So he builds it around what he's interested in. He creates content for it. He makes it go viral just a little bit. It doesn't have to be super viral. And then you either would do it with your own product, or you would be an affiliate, which simply means you sell other people's stuff for them and they pay you. You could do it on Amazon, right? You can get paid by Amazon. I used to do more Amazon affiliate stuff, just book review stuff, and I'd make $10,000 a month or whatever without even knowing. I'm like zero work. Zero work. It was just a little side income. That was a long time ago. I'm not sure what I make on Amazon now. I don't even check. But, I don't know if I've made $1 million on it. It's not a big part of my income, but I'm sure in the last years it's getting close to that number. And I didn't do any work. I talked about the things I liked. People click the links. Amazon gives you $1, $2 if they buy this as a kind of a fee for sending a referral fee. That's what an affiliate program is. Someone said the key to becoming rich is to save, period. No, it's not. Saif Azam Khan says that. There is no one secret to getting rich, but it's definitely not only saving. People are not balanced enough. You got to be balanced. If you only make $30,000 for the rest of your life, you got to spend, some goes to taxes. Let's say 10, 15,000 go to taxes. You got to live and eat food unless you're going to completely live off the land, which you're not going to do if you live in a city. So let's say you can save even 20% of your income, $6,000 a year. In 30 years, you've saved 180,000 plus you've been able to invest it. So maybe you have 400,000, 500,000. That's not getting rich. Getting rich comes through a combination of understanding how to save money and a combination of knowing how to create money, grow money, invest money, compound money. Who's your veteran says, Ty's legit. Manuel Layton says on Insta says, scared money makes no money. Get it? I agree. Okay. Now, here's what I'd like to do. There's a handful of you who are following this. Let me just ask you, who here thinks you could be, and one other thing, this is what I was going to say. Number 7, for all you shy people, if you're shy or introverted, you could still do this by managing or creating and boosting other people. See, the richest people in the world aren't just people who are the ones doing it. They're also the agents. Movie agents make millions of dollars. They represent Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt does the movie, they get a 10% cut. So for you shy and introverted people, you can develop other people who aren't shy. So you don't even have to be on a camera. If you own a business and you're listening to this, you better start developing personal brand person. If it's not you, make it your wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. If it's not them, make it your friend, best friend. If it's not them, make it your key employee. If you can't find a key employee, pick up somebody off the street and tell them you want to get paid, you look like you can act. Okay? That works. Okay. Now, where are we? A lot of things I could talk about right now. A lot of things. What if you have no money? That's the whole beauty of this. If you have no money, but you know how to do it, how much money does it take to open a YouTube account, an Instagram account, open a Gmail, a Snapchat? As far as I know, it costs $0 as long as you have a phone, iPad, or laptop and internet connection, which you can go get internet, go to Starbucks, and you can do this. What about fictional character branding? You can do that. Any business about starting a business as a teenager? Any advice? Yeah, this is what I'm talking about today. You can do this as a teenager. You can do this as a 40-year-old, a 70-year-old. You could do this as a child. I gave an example of a 7-year-old doing it, and I gave an example of an 88-year-old Warren Buffett doing it. Okay? So tactics. How do you become more recognizable? So let's talk about probably the part that people are most scared of, which is how do you get followers. And how do you get recognized? A couple things. You have to understand the 25 cognitive biases. What is it that makes people pay attention to stuff? And the 25 cognitive biases explains that. Reward bias, pain bias, association bias, availability bias, chemical bias, senescence bias. You can keep going. Pavlovian response, social proof, urgency, scarcity. All these 25 things, as you master those, and obviously I don't have time to explain all 25 of them, but I can explain a few of them. For example, reward bias is the most powerful. I see people posting stuff on Instagram that's only rewarding to them. Well, how are you going to grow followers, grow your recognizability, if all you do is post stuff that only you are interested? I see people posting things out of context. At the core, you have to learn one of the strongest biases is the ability to tell a story that hits on reward, that hits on association, that easily available to the brain, all these things. So storytelling. And that's funny because they call Instagram an Insta story or a snap story. Insta story, snap story. So it's even in the title and people don't even get the power of it. That and only that is how you build a brand. So for example, what's the opposite of a story? If you don't know what I mean, like a one-time post. A lot of old-time advertising, if you look at TV, like Hardee's or McDonald's, or if you look at Toys R Us when they had TV commercials or car commercials, they're not telling you a story, they're just selling you something. Look, Big Mac, want this? And the only reason that works for McDonald's is one, because they started in the 50s and 60s. But you know what? McDonald's sales are down every year in the United States. So McDonald's isn't getting with the program. Yes, they were huge before, and they're still riding that huge corporate wave that they created, but they're going down. Google it. McDonald's sales has gone down in the United States every year for, I'm not sure, the last 3, 5, 10 years, because they're not doing it right. And if they don't get with the program, even dinosaurs, big, strong animals went extinct. No one's exempt from this. MySpace was the #1 website in the world. It has basically 0 people visited a day. It went from the #1 site to the #1 million. And so it's important that you go, how do I tell stories? And that's the cool thing for all you introverts and shy people. You can create the story and have somebody else act it out. And you know why Game of Thrones is the most popular TV show? It's actually the most popular anything, I think, in the world, or at least in the Western world, more than any movie. It's because it's 6 seasons. Each season's like 12 episodes. It's like 70. How many episodes are there so far of Game of Thrones? Anybody know? Hey Siri, how many Game of Thrones episodes?
Here's Game of Thrones. Trouble is brewing in Westeros. For the inhabitants of this world, control of the Iron Throne holds the lure of great
67. It's 67 steps by Game of Thrones. But notice how more powerful a show is that has 67 interesting episodes than even, The Godfather people love, but it's only 1-2 hour. So each Game of Thrones is an hour. So Godfather, Titanic, these are 2 or 3 episodes. And that's why more people watch Game of Thrones than they watch regular movies. You know another example of this? More people watch sports. 700 million people watch the World Cup. 200 million people watch the Super Bowl. Why? Because you've been watching a story all year. It starts in the early season. I like basketball. October 31st usually is the first NBA game. The Lakers, LeBron James at LA. It starts, game one, boom. It's a little story. There's a little drama. There's a little fight. It goes down to the wire. And you're like, ooh, you get drawn in. You see it on the news. Ooh, what's going on here? There's a little off-court injuries. It's a whole story. And it's like, oh, I get that. And it sucks you in and you're more interested. It builds more trust, more recognizability. Then the next game, and the next game, and in the NBA, there's 82 games in the season. 82 ways they bring you into the story. What do they say in Godfather? Just when I thought I had gotten out, they bring me back in. They used to say, that was in Sopranos. Remember, he'd always be saying that in Sopranos. And soccer or baseball is even more. I don't even know how many games do they play in soccer. I feel like there's 60 trillion games every year for baseball and soccer. Football is a handful. They don't play that many football games. What did they play, like 12 a year or something? People get hurt in football. You can't be playing too many. But it's more than one. So you have to start creating content. It can be simple things, you traveling. It can be your family. It can be your friends. It can be you going out to clubs. It can be the books you're reading. I've done all those things. It can be horseback riding. It can be pets. You create that, and baseball, has 162 games. How many is soccer? It's got to be more than that. There's a lot of soccer games before the World Cup. I mean, before the last game of the World Cup, somebody said 56,556. I don't think it's that many games, but there's a lot. And guess what? Soccer, 700 million people. 1 out of 10 people in the entire world. That's counting babies, 100-year-old people, people that are, don't have a TV. It's 1 out of 10 watch the Super Bowl. Watch the World Cup. And so if you start thinking like that, how do I get people? All of a sudden, you can become a personal brand. Think about the Kardashians. What did they start out doing? Sex tape, I guess the daughter, Kim, started. But before that, the mom was building a personal brand. People don't know the true Kardashian story. The mom was building it in San Diego before she married Robert Kardashian, right? And then, of course, she married Bruce Jenner. And the Kardashians is a never-ending story. It's one of the greatest examples. You don't have to agree with the Kardashians, but you need to understand the Kardashians if you want to make money in the modern world, because these people, it's never ending. First of all, it's 5 daughters, a few periphery sons, right? And the dad now is not Kylie Jenner, is now Caitlyn Jenner. So that's in the news all the time. And Kim married Kanye West. It's a whole other set of stories. And it's like drama around each one. It's like it's the world's biggest soap opera, or not the world's, America's soap opera. But it's real. And that family is worth billions. That mom's smart. I've met her before. Chris. She's not a dumb woman. I'm going to tell you that right now. This woman is sharp. So think long and hard. What do you have to do so that you can start telling a story? Probably don't need to do a sex tape like Kim, okay? Most people, you wouldn't want to see most people in this world naked. Let's just be honest. Every time I'm at an airport, I'm like, woo, good thing clothes exist. Just airport, because it's like the airport, it's just like, are these people from planet Earth? You ever notice that when you go to airport? You're just like, who are these people? There's people in pajamas, there's weird people. I mean, it's bizarre. It's kind of similar to going out in Hollywood. Sometimes you're like, what planet am I now on? Or in Miami's like that too sometimes. Yeah, San Francisco, oh my God. New York. So Alicia Dewar says, is this never-ending mindlessness on the Kardashian? Too bad, never heard them honoring anything worthwhile. I don't think that's true. I mean, the Kardashians, look, the one thing that Kim Kardashian did I thought was cool, She petitioned the president to get this one woman let out of prison who had been literally in prison for 28 years or something for a low-level drug offense. And I thought that, did you see that? Did you see when Kanye West was on, I forget what talk show? Kimmel, and Jimmy Kimmel goes, when your wife went to the White House to meet Donald Trump, were you a little worried that they were alone together? And then Kanye goes, Trump is a player. That's what he said. That made me crack up, man. Someone said, damn, calling out San Francisco. I didn't just call out San Francisco. I called out like 5 places. I said Miami, New York, West Hollywood has some weird, there's weird people everywhere. I've been in London one time. Zach was fascinated. We saw the weirdest couple. A group of us went to the movies, and there was a couple in front of Zach that Zach just was like, I have to know what's going on. The girl looked like a girl from a horror film. You know the one that's always in the hall? Whenever there's a horror movie, you like open the door and there's like a little kid standing there with a little light and she has her hair over her face. There was a girl, she had like bangs like over her face. And then she was with the daintiest guy I've ever seen. If this dude weighed 85 pounds, he made Prince look like a large bodybuilder, okay? Prince was a small guy. And he was there and they were like vampires or something. Zach was convinced that they were going to like kill somebody. We went to a movie, they came in our theater. It was Taken 2, I remember. It was Taken 3. Was it Taken 3 or 2? Woo! How many Takens are there with Liam Neeson? 3?
3. Yeah.
Anyway, not why I got sidetracked. But I'll tell you, yeah, The Ring. This girl was from The Ring. But you know what? Made you pay attention. And so you need to have the ability to tell a story, even if it's a little bit of a, if it's a little bit of a crazy thing. Crazy sells. And it can be crazy good, too. It doesn't always have to be mindlessly crazy. Richard Branson, who started Virgin Airlines and Virgin Records, he did stuff like jump off the tallest building in Las Vegas advertising his new brand, or he launched a wedding dress company and he wore a wedding dress for a week or something. You remember that when Richard Branson was wearing a dress? You pay attention. Now, don't be too crazy or you might end up, dead. That happens to some people. You see people take it too far. You don't want to take it too far. But, yeah. Okay. Like I said, I'm not going to go too much longer. I got to go here in a few minutes. But I said I would train a few of you. And let me do that. So over the next, I'm opening up a test group. I haven't done this ever before. I'm going to take a handful of people over the next week. I'm going to leave this open for 7 days. And the reason I'm only doing it for 7 days is because I don't want to do this forever, because I like to do other stuff with my life and stuff like that. But I want to help a handful of people who want to help themselves. You want to build a personal brand. Anybody interested? Say, train me. And I'm going to bring in also, I don't know everything about personal brand. I built, in 2015, basically, I had launched only a few YouTube videos. I had like 1 video, 2 videos. And then all of a sudden, now I just passed, let's see. Here's my YouTube analytics. If you guys want to see, this is an app. You go here to analytics. You can go back to 2015. Which is, you can just put in lifetime, because I started YouTube in 2015. And you can see there 1.6 billion minutes watched. Not million or 100 million. 1.6 billion. So I've learned a thing or two. Views. These are over 30 seconds. So that's not counting views under. YouTube's at 481 million views. So 500 million. Very few things have ever gotten that many views unless they are music videos. Music video does the most. And some of that's been boosting and some of it's just been pure virality that I didn't boost. You need to have a combination of paid boosting and viral content. Some people go, oh, well, you boost. Yes, you want to boost. That's what smart people do. I love when people try to flame you for doing stuff that's smart. I've had people like, oh, that's the dude that has to read books to start businesses. I'm like, yeah, that's what smart people do. Like Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Warren, the 3 richest people in the world, they read hours every day. And people try to go, oh, well, I don't need books. I'm like, well, I don't see you on the Forbes list. You got to learn from the best. Now, I've been doing some free training for all of you. I'll probably post this as a replay. But this can be done. If you put in the time, you don't even have to be on camera. You can start developing other people. I'm going to train to do that. I'm going to do a training for the next 6 weeks. But I'm only letting people in. You got a week to register and get in. Then I'm going to train for 6 weeks, and then you're ready to go. You don't need to be trained for 10 years like some people get trained. They take too long. But you also need some training. Like some people go, oh, just go out and do it. Well, that's stupid. Would you want a doctor? How'd you learn heart surgery? I just started doing it, man. I just found somebody who's like, yo, you want to be my first? Here we go. Here's my knife. Do not become a heart surgeon by trial and error. You will kill a lot of people. And hold on one second. I hope each of you won't try the old tried and true failing way, which is, oh, I'm just going to do it. But I hope some of you won't take so long by studying for 33 years. I met somebody the other day, and I go, what do you do? And they go, oh, I'm out getting a digital marketing degree in college. So I go, how much is that digital marketing degree? Oh, it's like $30,000 a year. Okay, so 120 grand. 4 years of your life. Who's teaching it? Oh, a professor. Are they a digital marketer? Well, not exactly. Have they made $1 million digital marketing? No, but they know a lot about it. And then I'm thinking, this person isn't very smart. $120,000 and 4 years to learn something that you can learn in 3 months. I have a SMMA social media marketing program. I've trained 25 or 30,000 people in the last year or two. I forget the exact number, over 25,000 in 90 countries with incredible amount of success stories. Not everybody, but insane amount of success stories. It wasn't 4 years. I trained them, I said, give me 4 months. And it didn't cost them $30,000 a year, 120. It cost them, remember, there's also opportunity cost. You can't work when you're in college as much. It took, I think I charged them under $1,000. And people still complain about the price. How dare you charge $1,000? I'm like, well, bitch, go pay $30,000 a year. You'll learn from Professor Nottingham, who doesn't even have is like 93 years old and has a Facebook account that he posts cat memes on all times. Like, that's digital marketing. Not that many good digital marketing degrees. I'm sure I'll offend some university, but hey, better to be a realist than a fool, right? Okay, so I'm gonna put up a link here in a second. If you want to enroll in this, you got 7 days. If you're watching a replay, you got less than 7 days. We'll put a link. When you click the link, it's gonna show you how much time you got left. And yeah, I'm gonna put a money back guarantee on it. So if you go through the 6 weeks and you think it sucked and you didn't learn anything, then you can have the money back, okay? I'm not gonna do it for free. I've already done stuff for free. I've learned what doing things for free. You ever done something for free for somebody and they don't even pay attention to it? And have you ever done something where you put a lot of time and effort and they don't even pay attention to it? That's what happens when you give people stuff without them having to put in and sacrifice something. So spending money is sacrificing. I spend about $50,000 to $150,000 a month on mentors, traveling to mentors, learning from them, consultants, trainers, and that's a sacrifice because I'm like, oh, I don't have that $50,000 to $150,000 this month. You can do a lot with $50,000 to $150,000, but I continue to spend it because every year of my life that I've done it, it's made me more money. You know, it's made me more money every year I've done it. So I keep doing it. It's like blackjack. When something works, double down on it. Double down on it. Okay. Wild Rose says your 67 steps is awesome. So I'm going to put the link up now, and then I'm going to explain what it is. Or did we write it out on the link what they get? Ben? Oh, my brother's here somewhere. Okay, so the link, yes. So if you're watching live on Instagram, let's pin the link. If you're watching on Facebook Live, we put it in the title. Just go to the title of this live call. There's a clickable link. YouTube, same thing, or it's in the description. Twitter, same thing. If you're on my website, you can just go to tailopez.com/brand. Oh, brand one. Number one. Brand one. That's a slash. tailopez.com/brand one. Okay? Now I calculated, I think, what do I think this is worth? 6 weeks of training. I've dropped about 10 million bucks on all the experiments I'm going to share with you. Easy 10 million bucks. I've done giveaways, you know. I'm going to save you all the time doing it wrong, because a lot of you are going to try. I see people doing it and I'm like, ooh, they're about to lose a lot of money and a lot of time. I see some people try to copy me, but they don't know how to copy me right, and just go, oof. I feel bad for these people. Now, I'm only going to open closes for a week because I don't want everybody, I'm not going to train the whole world in all my secrets, but I'm willing to train a small handful of people that we cap out. So if that's you, go there. Now, the cost. So anyway, I was calculating what's it worth for 6 weeks of training. I would say, I don't know. I mean, you could say it's worth the digital marketing degree. I guess I could charge $120,000. I would, if you think a piece of paper is going to be worth $120,000 in digital marketing, you may be insane. And I promise you, when I hire people, I don't go, show me your digital marketing degree. I don't even ask people. I just like, if I met somebody and they go, here's my Shopify and I sold $50,000 online, I'm hiring that person over somebody who has a Harvard digital marketing degree. At the end of the day, numbers talk, bullshit walks. Pieces of paper are basically bullshit. Diplomas can be worth something, but you know. Yeah. So, obviously, I'm not going to charge $120,000, but I thought, okay, what's community college cost? What's some dumb college cost? I don't know, for a quarter, for a semester, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. So the reason I'm not going to charge that much money is because I also want to help you guys that don't have a lot of money. If you don't have a lot of money, I've been in your shoes. I didn't always live in Beverly Hills. I didn't always have Ferraris, Lamborghinis. I didn't always do that stuff, okay? I mean, I lived on a farm milking cows by hand. I lived in a mobile home for a good bit of my teenage years. And I had, if you would have told me $3,000 to learn something, I would have been like, no. Part of why I didn't go to college is I didn't have any money. And my family didn't have money. So I just didn't do it. And I went out and actually had to make things happen on my own, learning from mentors. And so I was like, I'm going to charge under $1,000 bucks, but I'm going to charge more than $100 bucks. $100 is too. People spend $200 on a pair of jeans. Okay. An iPhone's about $1,000 bucks. An iPhone's great, but iPhone doesn't really. An iPhone can help you make money, like you can call people and stuff, but there's nobody who goes, I got an iPhone and it made me 6-figure income for the rest of my life or for the next 5 years. It's never happened, right? That I know of. I can't imagine a scenario. So I go, I'm going to charge maybe not even as much. I'll charge half the money that an iPhone costs. So I'm going to charge $497. I like that number. I don't know. I stick with that number a lot. It's more than 100, less than 1,000. It also filters out people who have bad priorities, because some people go, oh, I don't have any money. And sometimes that's true, but some people just waste their money on stupid stuff, so they don't have any money left. Okay? Someone said his landing page isn't as good as it could be. That's right. I'm not trying to oversell this. Trust me, my friend. You want to talk about landing pages? Me and my business partner, Alex, we've spent $500 million on Facebook, YouTube, ads on our businesses. Him more than me, but I've spent a lot too. And we know a little bit about funnels. So you don't always want your funnel to be as good as it could be if you're trying to filter out people. I just made a down and dirty page, said, you want me to help you? Get in. If you need something that's beautiful, go to your local college and find some slick brochure on how to build your personal brand. Go learn. I've taken college classes. I don't have a degree, and there's some smart people, but man, Lord help us all. The amount of money that's being wasted and time is sad, okay? So Benjamin Fairborn says, Tai, you have traffic that knows, likes, and trusts you, so obviously you're going to get conversions. Benjamin Fairborn, why are you using all caps? First of all, never do that. I'll teach you about conversions. Secondly, that is true. That's the whole thing I'm trying to show people, is how to get traffic, likes, and trusts, and build trust so you get conversions. That's the whole game. The name of the game, somebody said, John Smith said, never go all caps. The name of the game, what is that from? Never go all, what is it? Yeah, never go full retard. Is that from Tropical Thunder? That movie was funny. I love that movie, man. Okay. What else? Yeah, I'm gonna put that link. Oh, so what are you gonna get? Here's what you're gonna get. 6 weeks. Me and a handful of people that know about this, that I know their numbers. I know it works. It's not bullshit. They know it works. They're gonna be teaching you in there. They're gonna be training. I haven't released the lessons yet, so you're gonna get access. $497. It's 100% money back guarantee. Go through the freaking thing. Got a 30-day money back guarantee. Do it for 10 days, 20 days, 30 days. If it's garbage, get your money back. It's gonna start next week. It will fill up, and I will not go for longer than 7 days or a minimum. If it gets too many people in the 7 days, I'm gonna shut it off sooner than 7 days. Usually just doing an amount of days cap is the way to do it, but you can do, you can do longer. I mean, you can do numbers just like after 300 people, I'll cap it. But I'm gonna do 7 days, but if it gets ridiculous, if it gets in the thousands, I'll cap it off because I don't wanna train that many people. I've learned in life, quality over quality. Quality over quantity. Buy in bulk. Someone says, because he's checking comments. Should I drop out of high school, Tai? I tend to not. I don't think you should drop out of high school. That's a little extreme. And I'm not even anti-college, but I'm definitely anti-$30,000 a year for digital marketing degree. If you're gonna go to college, one thing you can do is go slower. Take one class, couple classes over a long. Why do people have to get degrees in 4 years? What weirdo made up the rule that 4 years? Why 4 years? Why not 3.5? Why not 6.2? Like, did someone do the math and scientifically optimize? Because I promise you they didn't, because there's no way you learn everything of substance in 7 different subjects in 4 years. You really think you're gonna learn about history, art, language, the classics, literature, business, chemistry, science, biology. Yes, that's all we need, Ty. We'll teach everybody in 4 years. No, you need to be a lifetime learner. The proper schedule for college is indefinitely. The proper schedule for business is indefinitely. The proper schedule for education is lifelong. So that's the real way. Now, Ty, is it a good idea to buy, sell iPhones in Amazon to start? Yes, but again, you got to know how to build a brand, or else you're just competing as a commodity. You know? You can't just compete in a commodity. Everybody's going online. What I'm going to show you, by the way, some of you think the answer is just going online. Oh, I'll just sell on Amazon. Well, Amazon has over 350 million product SKUs right now. You'll get lost in there. Oh, I'm just going to make a YouTube channel. There's hundreds of millions of videos on YouTube. How are people going to find yours? Oh, I'll make a website. There's over 1 billion, or I think it's 2-3 billion websites right now. No one knows the exact number. It's that big. You can't even crawl them all. Some are hidden behind, a scraper can't even look. There's an insane number of online businesses and people trying to make money. So what I'm trying to show you is how to do this in a way that actually will work, even if 1 million other people are doing it. And I've done that. I'm not the only person that's a personal brand. I'm not the biggest in the world. There's other people better than me, and there's other people worse than me. But I know my story, and you can't argue with facts. Some people go, oh, well, you just rent a Lamborghini or something like that, or this is an Airbnb or whatever. But that's part of the game. If you don't have people talking about you, you're not recognizable. And so you have to live with your brand getting some criticism. Every brand gets criticism. Music brands, Drake gets criticism. The President of the United States, all of them. Not just Trump. Before Trump, people forget. People were hating on Obama. People were hating on Clinton, but they were still at the top. People hate on Jeff Bezos. They were laughing at Jeff Bezos in 2001 and 2. They were laughing at Elon Musk in 2008 when he started Tesla. They said, this guy's going to fail. But at the end of the day, he laughs last. You want to be the person laughing last, my friend. You want to be the person laughing last. I'm going to show you how to do that. So, we got how much more time here?
We're going to reset IG in 2 minutes.
Okay, no, I'm going to go. Instagram's going to be off. I only got 2 more minutes. So any questions in the last 2 minutes? I got the link below if you're on my website. It might be in the corners here if you're on mobile. You got the social media ones. I got this open for 7 more days, or less, actually less since the timer started. Someone said, Todd, that shirt isn't good for the camera. Yes, it is, because it got you commenting on it. Even the reverse can be good for your brand. Don't always wear the right shirt, because you wear the right shirt, you blend in. You wear the shirt and then it creates a little conspiracy theory. And sometimes I go around like this in my pictures so that people go, Ty's part of the Illuminati. And then the more they talk about you, the more recognizability is being created for free. I mean, don't take it too extreme, but Okay, so got the test group. Who's getting in the test group? I'm gonna be off here. Instagram limits me. I already went longer than I said. Who we got in here? Oh, we also have a payment plan if you can't afford the full price. Cool. Darwin Banegas, welcome to the group. Facebook. He also we've got some advanced stuff too if you want to get there. Antonio Polson, welcome to the group. So, oh, that's an interesting name. Magan Gunga? Or is that right? Anyway, so I got this. Can't read everybody's name, sorry. Can't pronounce that name. But my name's hard to pronounce sometimes. People too. I'm 20-year-old and I have an investment brokerage, how to attract big clients, build your brand. Do what I'm going to train in the next 6 weeks. Click the link, go there. I'll see some of you. This starts next week, but you got to get in now. It closes, like I said, no more than 7 days, or if the group gets too big, I'll cap it a little bit earlier. Welcome to the future of your life. Some of you. Okay? Talk to you later.